how was the experience of getting to know Robert Kiyosaki and writing this book?
Well, first of all, maybe start with Robert Kiyosaki. When I first was introduced to his book, it was 2001, and he was just on Oprah Winfrey, and he's traveling all over the world, hosting events, huge events, like 25,000, 50,000 people. That's a lot of people. He was on stage with Trump for many of them. He wrote books with Trump. So like any kind of rock star, popular person, it's not easy to get close to them because, everybody wants something from people like that. So one of the greatest lessons that he taught me, and I was doing it without being taught, I was just too dumb to know the difference. But one of the greatest lessons he taught me was the more you give, the more you shall receive. Now, that's obviously a biblical lesson, but the more that I gave, and when it comes to giving, it was the more that I would teach financial education, because that's what I did. I became a facilitator for the Rich Dad organization. And it was kind of like a hobby business that Robert's company tried to create to get people to play this cash flow game that he created. And I was the only one crazy enough to make a business out of it. Like, there was 200 people that tried. It cost $10,000 just to try. And you didn't even get to meet Robert, right? But I started to play his game. In the first event, I had 4 people. And then I had 8 people. And then 11. And then just kept growing. And what Robert notices is he notices people's actions. Just like with you. I mean, I notice your actions. We talked a few months ago. You said you're going to do something like this. Now you did it. Most people don't follow through. So what Robert has taught me is you really want to judge people by their actions, not their words. So it's deeds, not words. So, I'm playing the cash flow game in front of bigger and bigger crowds. And I'll never forget, it was in about 2004. Robert Kiyosaki this time really has no idea who I am. I would go to his seminars. I'd go pay $5,000 to go to a seminar. But eventually he invited me because he heard I was hosting these cash flow games all over Canada. And it's the only one of 200 people that kind of made it. And, I was now speaking to 500 people at once playing cash flow. And the cash flow game that Robert and his wife Kim created, in my opinion, it's like his baby. He just loves the game, because if you play the game, first of all, you have fun. So it's a great way to learn. And we encourage mistakes. So if you make a mistake in a game, it doesn't really matter. Just play again. So what we suggest is we'd rather you make a mistake in the game than real life with real money. So what happened was I just kept having success playing the game to bigger and bigger audiences. So one day, the Rich Dad organization phones me and says, Robert has invited you specifically to a strategic business partners meeting with like 40 people. So I'm amazed, I have chills right now thinking about that first invite. And, some of his biggest business partners were in this meeting. It was very private, maybe 40 people. And I remember meeting, for instance, the president of Warner Brothers. They had a book division. And all his partners, that he was doing business with. So the point of the story is, because I always was giving and doing things just to educate with no real expectation of making money, because I wasn't making any money at the point, Robert saw that. And again, that allowed me to get closer into a circle, because what I find is most people, what they want to do for me or Robert or other people is they always want to take first. So they always want to do is take. And it drives me crazy. Even when I'm on stage, if I teach that principle, people still come up afterwards and want to show me something or pitch something to me. And if they would just realize that if you give first, you're probably going to open up a lot more doors.